YA nerds, Rue here to talk to you about Joyride. So this is a amazing graphic novel series. I figured graphic novels kind of fall into the YA spectrum as it is. At least at the library that I work at, that is definitely the case. This series is by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. I think each book is supposed to be like around 120 pages, something like that. Great news is there's only going to be 3 of them. Just 3 of them. That makes me so excited. First book came out in October 2016. The second book came out, I think, about a month or 2 ago. May 2017, I think, something like that. Either way, you can pick up the first 2 now. The third one's coming out later this year, in 2017, so we will be done with this series, which I'm kind of excited about. It's incredibly rare, in my opinion, to find a graphic novel series that's only 3 books long, and is phenomenal. So here we go, we're gonna talk about this book. So for the plot, I'm gonna read to you from Goodreads. Earth sucks. The stars have been blocked out for so long that people have forgotten there was anything else besides the World Government Alliance watching over them. Uma Acolyte, yeah, her name's Uma Acolyte, is a girl who shoots first, leaps before she looks, and is desperate for any means to leave her planet behind. And so she does. When Uma jacks an alien spaceship and punches through the stratosphere, she sets forth on an adventure with an unlikely crew who are totally not ready for all the good, bad, and weird the universe will throw at them. From writers Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly, who did Batman and Robin Eternal and Grayson, and artist Marcus Sorry, Marcus. He did Nightwing and New Avengers. Joyride is a rebellious love letter to the sci-fi genre, exploring what happens when nothing stands between a group of teens and their freedom amongst the stars. So for my review of this series so far, this graphic series honestly would have totally flown by me had I not been cosplaying Squirrel Girl at Comic-Con in 2016. And I was walking past a table and the guy sitting there called me over, like, "Hey, Squirrel Girl, what's up? Cool costume." And, you know, it lured me in immediately because I'm a sucker for attention. And I walked over and they were talking about their book Joyride, and I actually have them sign, or they signed it after I purchased it, but the guy, he drew a little squirrel. And I was kind of like sold right away on the series. Honestly, the artwork is beautiful. I'm just opening to random pages right now. I don't know how else to describe this series. The premise, like I said, drew me right in. Earth sucks, so hijack a spaceship and go into space. Who thinks to do that? I'm a huge nerd for epic space adventures. Our leading lady is thebomb.com, to be a huge nerd and use that phrase. I'm trying to find a good picture of her in here. Here she is. That's Uma Acolyte. And all the characters are like perfectly flawed. There's 3 main ones. You have Uma, you have her friend Dee Dee. They call him Double D, I think. Now I don't remember. And they have another girl who comes on the ship with them. And it's all really great. There's also this really wonderful thing about this story, that there's some great women who love women representation in here. There's aliens who don't look like humans, that are different colored skin. By that I mean like who have like blue skin or green skin or whatever. They're non-humanoid aliens. There are female aliens who don't have tits. Fantastic. I think that the artists and even the writers have really thought through this universe that they're portraying. I think the whole issue that they have with Earth, where Earth is literally encased in a shell in the series, and on the outside of the shell they have like a gun essentially that can like move around, and it targets people who are against the world government and takes them out. It's like a fascist government. So the fact that Uma's solution is to be like, I'm out, I'm just gonna leave. Like, her whole family was part of the revolution and it failed, so she's like, peace, I'm gonna go. you know, it's great. And I do seriously appreciate that the series is only going to be 3 books long. When I tell you I own so many graphic novels, I'm going to move my head to the side and you guys can see this whole bookcase behind me is just manga and graphic novels. I need series that are shorter. I mean, it's, my bookcase is literally stuffed. I can barely fit like all the other great things I want to read in it. So I'm relieved. I hate to say that because it's also a series that I would like to go on forever because it's so phenomenal, but at the same time, I'm also of that mindset that when something is dragging on and on and on, supernatural, it sucks. It sucks after a while. I was a huge fan of Gravity Falls when it came out. I'm just gonna drop Gravity Falls. And the fact that it's 2 seasons was great to me because it gave the creator and the writers of the show time to get where they needed to go. There wasn't anything extra, there wasn't anything that bothered me about it, and it turned out to be a great product. And now you have all these fans who loved it, who, I mean, I think Disney, rightfully so, Disney was worried that they wouldn't be able to make money off this great show, but you have all these people clamoring for things. I know that the pop figures just got released last month. People came in and purchased them right away. And you have journal number 3 that keeps selling and selling and selling, and you even have the special edition of that, which you need a blacklight for. People who are big enough fans of a show, and even a series like this, will eat it up, especially if it's short. And I mean, I'm a huge fan of Hannibal. Shock. And the fact that it's 3 seasons is great. I mean, it ended on a beautiful note, it was wonderful. But because it's so short, you have all these fans who are just eating up content in a good way. And I feel that way about this series. I think if the series got really popular, I kind of hope it does. If that happens, that's what's going to happen with like any posters about the series or pop figures, maybe, hopefully, who knows. If there's a TV or even a movie made about this, you can make a movie about 3 comic books, it would be great. It's fantastic. So, that's how I feel about that. As for tropes on this, again, I'm using my own tropes definitions that I found from the internet, that I've also compiled from some help with some YA librarians, as well as, you know, from my own knowledge of YA books. So here are the tropes. If you want to know the definitions of them, just check down into the description and you'll see what we have. So for tropes we have escapist fiction, youths in danger, love triangle, kind of, a little love triangle, broken family units, the chosen one, undiscovered powers, and trilogy. For a rating, 10 out of 10. Would read it again. Have read again. A couple of times, actually. That's the nice thing about graphic novels. They're so short you could just plow through them. Unless you get like the really big thick ones, but I mean I still kind of plow through those very easily. For my favorite part, I'm going to open up the most recent volume. So the cool thing too is you can see on the front here, this is Uma here. She looks like she's dancing. They have an awesome dance party in the second volume. I gotta find it. I should have been more prepared. I gotta stop being not prepared. Here we go. Spoiler alert. So they're all like dancing, they're having a good time. There's a couple of pages of it. I wish I could like read it out loud to you guys. Here you go. Welcome to the greatest party in the whole spacing universe. I also love that they use space as a curse word. Space that. Love it. So great. Age range, I'm gonna say 15, 16, 17. There are a couple of like scary parts in it. There's like a gun battle at one point, so it's a little bit violent. I don't think a 12-year-old would be able to understand kind of what's going on. I also feel like with most graphic novels, if not all graphic novels, starting at 13 is kind of perfect. That's when I started reading them, and I've been addicted, obviously, ever since. So, you know, 13, wow, I said 13. I meant, yeah, you could start kids at 13, but for this series, 15, 16, 17 is perfect. I don't know if it has a target age. It doesn't say it on the back of either volume, but that's how I feel. I could be wrong. Not afraid to admit it. So that's my review of Joyride. Again, seriously, pick it up. Even if you get it at your local library, like, it's phenomenal. I would love to see this series do very well. It's definitely, like, hit me in such a really great way. It's so interesting. The plot's amazing. The art is fantastic. And, you know, the creators drew me an awesome picture, so how can I not say go pick it up? So that's all for this review, and I will see you later, YA nerds.